Continuation of Chapter 4. I was sound asleep one night when a creak in the hall woke me up. In the darkness, I saw the shape of a person. "Who's there?" I asked, feeling my heart in my throat. "Shh, Yannick, it's me," my father whispered. "I'm sorry I woke you. Go back to sleep." Father had his coat on. He was going outside. "Where are you going?" I asked him. "I want to go with you," I said. "No, it's dangerous to be out after curfew." Then why are you going?" I was scared. I scrambled out from under my blanket. "Are you going to leave the ghetto?" Anyone caught trying to escape the ghetto was shot on sight. "No, no. Go back to sleep, Yannick." "No!" I wanted to help. My father had begun to look so tired lately. The work gangs and the lack of food made him look like he'd aged 10 years in two. "I can help. Be your eyes. To look out for guards. I want to come with you." "Shh, Yannick. You'll wake everyone else," my father sighed. "All right, but not another word. We must be silent, you understand?" I nodded and hurried to put on my coat. When I was ready, we slipped out the door and down the stairs. I had never been out the slate before. Their stairwell was dark and full of shadows. My heart still leaped at every little sound, even with my father there. My father led me down the stairs like we were going to the building's furnace in the basement. But instead, we went out through the back door, into the alley behind our buildings. Snow fell in big, thick flakes, muffling everything. It was so quiet you could hear the flakes hitting the snow that was already on the ground. "Tick, tick, tick, tick," it said. I followed my father through the silent alley. Our footprints left tracks in untrodden snow. I looked behind me, suddenly worried that we were leaving a trail that would be easy to follow. But the falling snow was already covering our tracks. I prayed for more of it, even though more would mean new work details for my father and other Jewish men to clear it in the morning. We had to cross at Josephikinsa Street, which meant we would be out in the open. Down the block, a German soldier in a greatcoat, scarf, and hat cupped his hands to his face to light a cigarette. My father put a hand to my chest, and we flattened ourselves against the wall in the shadow of an apartment building. I watched the German soldier breathe out a long cloud of smoke. The red ember of his cigarette glowed in the darkness. Where was he from? What was his name, I wondered. Did he have a family? Children, like me? Did he hate the Jews the way Hitler did? Had he ever even killed a man? The Nazi rubbed his hands together, stomped his feet to clear the snow and cold from them, and walked around the corner out of sight. "Now," my father whispered, and we hurried across the street, our feet crunching so loudly in the quiet night air, I thought everyone on the block must hear us. I'd crossed the street 100 times, 1,000 times, but it had never felt so wide, the other side so far. When we reached the alley across the street, we stopped, leaning against a wall, while we caught our breaths and listened to see if anyone had heard us. The only sound was the falling of the snow. "Tick, tick, tick, tick," it said. My father led me a short way on, and I began to realize where we were going. Uncle Abraham's bakery. The Nazi had let him keep it to bake bread for the soldiers. As we pushed on the door to go inside, something caught. A towel was stuffed into the crack along the floor. As soon as we were inside, I understood why. Bread! The wonderful, beautiful smell of bread! The aroma alone made my stomach growl. I learned to live with hunger, but now that my body knew there was fresh, baked bread to be had, it could barely contain itself. I shook with anticipation. My father replaced the towel under the door, and we made our way down the dark corridors. Uncle Abraham and Aunt Fela had covered every window and door with towels, sheets, blankets, anything that would block out the light and the smell.